Hi guys, it's Matthias, and I put together this video with a few examples that I think and hope is going to be, at least to some players, educational and hopefully a bit interesting as well. We'll start off here with a range kill with the AR-15, and I'll slow this down and zoom in because I know these kinds of examples are few and far between on YouTube, unfortunately. As I'm sure you can tell, I'm in the south part of Pleasant Valley in one of the industrial buildings, and this is the road that leads down past Bumjik Farms. Now this kill doesn't seem to be all that far away, but I have to put my aim quite a bit above him in order to land those shots. Now the reason why he jumped out of his car there was not because of me. He was fighting another guy over there, and now I'm hoping to pick up another frag there by catching him off guard. So unfortunately right here I see him running back from the loot bag where the other guy went down. So I was unable to hit him with any of these 4 shots, and the element of surprise is over, but it allowed me to readjust my aim. So basically I just aimed a little bit too far above him with those first initial 4 shots. Now that kind of kill is something that I know a lot of people have been actually really struggling with, so I'll show you this in slow motion as well. I actually hit him and killed him long before I thought. I didn't read the kill feed, but since the ATV was still moving after I killed him, I kept shooting. Now hitting moving targets like this and leading is something that a lot of people have asked me to do a tutorial about or explain. This is not the best example for it, but I'll see if I can come up with something better in the future. I'll try to save up those examples from now on. Let me show you a few examples that are the very opposite from range shooting, leading, and calculating for bullet drop. This is, I don't know, in this game, in H1Z1, I consider this just to be gambling. Who knows, maybe on his screen he hit me straight in the chest and I should have been dead. I guess we'll never know. But personally, when it comes to these type of engagements, I have had more success being the guy behind the tree, jumping out when it suits me, rather than what you saw me do here, where I was the aggressor. But it's, again, I think these kinds of examples are really hard to analyze and read into, considering the state of the game H1Z1 is in at the moment. Hopefully Daybreak will do something about the server issues and ping differences from different regions in the world. And now, since this is at the very end of a battle royale, let me just show you the final kills here. Now, if I did not have a first aid kit applied already, I would have died from bleeding. If you're in a situation like this and you actually are able to think when it happens, remember that a bandage applies faster than a first aid kit. So if you're bleeding and you're below 10 HP, you should probably go for the first aid kit. You should probably go for the bandages rather than first aid kit, just to make sure that you don't die from bleeding out. Now, the one thing that's on my mind here is that the airdrop has landed in the area where I know that there's another guy, and I don't have a tactical helmet in my inventory. And the problem is, of course, that if the guy that I'm facing here has the hunting rifle, then my motorcycle helmet is not gonna do me any good. And notice also how I'm trying to stay behind the tire of the car rather than just behind the car, because otherwise you can actually be killed if somebody shoots under the car and hits your feet. Probably not in this situation, though. I don't think the angle was right for it, but I try to have that as a rule of thumb, to always sit next to the tire. Make sure that the tire is between me and the opponent whenever I use the car to break line of sight. Good game. Oh, by the way, maybe I should make a car driving tutorial also. Yeah, it takes a very special kind of skill to pull that off. Now, once I got back into the car here, I actually thought that the other guy had taken off, but obviously he's trying to get me with the grenades here, meaning that he is rather close by. As much as the very kills and the engagements are important, what you do between them is also quite important, and I'll share some of my thoughts here. And one of the things that I found myself doing a bit is over-looting. It took me a while before I was able to actually moderate, especially my ammo looting. But with medkits, I still haven't learned. I just want to pick all of them up, no matter how much I have. Now, this might have something to do with the fact that I'm a survival player, and loot is a little bit harder to come by in survival, or a lot harder to come by, actually. In this situation, I have thrown away my AR. I don't feel like I need it. And with over 200 bullets for my AK, I don't really need more. As a matter of fact, there's very little I would say that I need at this point in time. Of course, I never would mind a hunting rifle, but at least now, until the AK has been nerfed, that gun is also really good at range. Now, hitting a moving target at that range when you have to calculate both for bullet drop and leading, that is a bit hard, so I'll show you this in slow motion as well. Here are some more straight-up mid-range AR fights. Now, being that the third-person view works the way it does in this game, you kind of need to understand when an opponent can see you, and when in a situation like this, you just can't stand still up in the open like that. Now, the next situation here, it's actually quite similar but the other way around. But since I've hit him a few times here, I feel like I can approach him, even though this is rather risky. So yeah, basically what that last engagement was I had the upper hand, and I made sure that I would benefit from my advantage. See that bug when the AK was firing even though the guy was dead? I've heard that that actually can kill you, but I can't confirm that. So unless you have some additional information about it, you probably want to stay away when that happens. Now, normally in a situation like this, if you are shooting at one another, you don't want to turn away. You need to finish the engagement. But in this situation, I was able to break line of sight, and that's why I made that move. Now, I thought it would appear on the left side of the pillar here. Instead, I had to quickly readjust and pick him off when he appeared on the right side. Now, from here on out, the video is going to be from the end game of a battle royale, and at this point in time, I don't have a hunting rifle, but the guy coming towards me here in the car does. Yeah, this was another one of those examples when I actually decided to play very risky. I engaged him in a range fight even though I knew he had a hunting rifle, and approaching him with the car was also risky, but I did that because I had already hit him once or twice with the AR. And next up here is actually an example of leading even though the target is rather close. Now, the thing is, he must be hurt from before, because I'm trying to land a headshot, but since he's running up the slope here, my aim ends up being just a tiny bit below. So yeah, with the 3 players left in this battle royale, I'll let you see how this game plays out, and I want to thank you all for watching.